Last-minute bombshell. Xavi ready to take the Tottenham job now as Thomas Frank's future hangs by a thread after growing internal doubts. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Xavi Hernandez is now firmly positioned at the top of Tottenham Hotspur's contingency plans, and crucially the Spaniard is open to taking the job immediately. According to GiveMeSport, the former Barcelona boss views a move to North London as a genuine and attractive opportunity, with the possibility of stepping in mid-season very much on the table. Behind the scenes, the mood could not be more different from the public messaging. While Spurs hierarchy continue to voice outward support for Thomas Frank, internally the situation is rapidly unravelling. Confidence in the Dane is fading fast, and senior figures at the club accept that his position is hanging by a thread. The upcoming clashes against Liverpool and Crystal Palace are now seen as decisive. Fail to deliver results, and Frank's dismissal will be rubber-stamped. This tension has been building for weeks, but the humiliating defeat to Nottingham Forest poured petrol on the fire. What Tottenham produced that night was alarming at every level. There was no structure, no cohesion, and no visible plan. The team looked lost, disconnected, and utterly devoid of personality. For many inside the club, it was the clearest indication yet that Frank's project has stalled beyond recovery. The cracks are no longer being hidden. Frustration within the squad has surfaced publicly, and the relationship between the players, the manager and the supporters feels badly fractured. Spurs are drifting, and drifting is not an option for a club that believes it should be competing among the elite again. Enter Xavi. Tottenham's decision-makers see him as the figure capable of resetting the club's direction instantly. His name has been admired internally for months, but the current crisis has accelerated everything. Xavi represents clarity where there is confusion, authority where there is doubt, and identity where there is currently none. His footballing philosophy, built on dominance, control of possession, and aggressive attacking intent, is viewed as a natural fit for Spurs' DNA. Just as important is his reputation for developing young players, something Tottenham see as essential given the profile of their squad. There is a belief that Xavi could elevate emerging talents quickly while restoring standards and discipline in the dressing room. Fabio Paratici stands ready. Sources indicate that once the board gives the green light, talks can move swiftly. Preliminary feelers have already been exchanged, and Xavi's openness to the role has only strengthened Tottenham's resolve to prepare for change. The reality inside Hotspur Way is stark. The club is no longer debating whether Thomas Frank can turn this around. They are preparing for what comes next. With results under intense scrutiny, pressure reaching boiling point, and Xavi willing to step in now, Tottenham appear to be counting down towards a managerial reset that could arrive sooner than anyone expected. Tottenham have sent a thunderous message into the European transfer market by lodging a formal offer for Atletico Madrid midfielder Pablo Barrios, a move that underlines just how serious Spurs are about reshaping their midfield for the next phase of the project. According to reports from Spain, the North London club have officially put a £61 million proposal on the table for the highly rated Spaniard, marking a decisive escalation of their long-standing admiration for one of La Liga's brightest young talents. This is no tentative inquiry or exploratory contact. Spurs have moved with intent and conviction. Barrios, still only 22, has rapidly established himself as a core figure under Diego Simeone. After breaking into Atletico's rotation last season with 41 appearances across all competitions, the midfielder has gone from promising prospect to near undroppable this campaign. He has featured in 16 of 17 La Liga matches and every single Champions League fixture, cementing his importance at the heart of Atletico's system. What has truly elevated Barrios' status is his evolution into his preferred midfield role. Previously shuffled across different positions due to fierce competition, he has now made the role his own, rotating alongside experienced figures such as Coke, Conor Gallagher, and Johnny Cardoso. His performances have been marked by relentless intensity, tactical intelligence, and a maturity well beyond his years. Observers in Spain have been quick to praise his engine, press resistance, progressive passing, and ability to read danger, qualities that have made him a natural fit for high-level European football. Barrios combines Simeone's trademark aggression with composure in possession a blend that has caught the eye of elite clubs across the continent. Tottenham are firmly among those circling. Spurs see Barrios as a long-term cornerstone, someone capable of elevating their midfield both technically and tactically. The belief inside the club is that his profile aligns perfectly with the demands of the Premier League and with Tottenham's ambition to dominate games rather than merely survive them. Atletico Madrid, however, have no intention of making this easy. The Spanish giants view Barrios as a pillar of their future and are determined to resist interest. In response to Spurs' bid, Atletico have reportedly slapped a staggering £105 million valuation on the Spain international, a clear signal that they are prepared to dig in. Even so, Tottenham are not backing down. Sources suggest Spurs believe their opening bid is a strategic move designed to force Atletico into meaningful dialogue. The feeling in North London is that negotiations are only just beginning, and that persistence could yet shift the landscape. Spurs are once again stirring the January transfer conversation, with fresh indications that Brighton defender Jan-Paul van Hecke remains firmly on the club's radar as Spurs quietly plan for the future of their back line. Discussions behind the scenes in North London have centred on reinforcing central defence, not as an emergency fix, but as part of a longer-term strategy. Interest in Van Hecke first surfaced back in early autumn, before temporarily dropping out of the headlines. Now the situation has reignited, and this time with far more substance. Sources close to the club have confirmed that Tottenham continue to track the Dutch centre-back closely ahead of the winter window. While Christian Romero and Mickey van de Ven remain the undisputed first-choice pairing, Spurs are acutely aware that elite squads are built with succession planning in mind, not short-term comfort. Former Spurs scout Mick Brown has shed light on the thinking inside the club, revealing that Van Hecke is viewed as a defender who ticks several key boxes. Premier League proven, tactically mature and physically robust, the Brighton man has earned widespread respect for his consistency and composure over multiple seasons at the Amex. Van Hecke's experience at the highest level of English football is seen as a major plus. Tottenham's recruitment department value players who can hit the ground running, and his understanding of the league's demands makes him a compelling option should Spurs look to evolve their defensive unit in the coming years. However, prizing him away from Brighton will be anything but straightforward. The Seagulls are notoriously difficult negotiators and are reluctant to lose a player they still consider integral to their squad. That said, the landscape could shift dramatically due to Van Hecke's contract situation. It has emerged that the defender turned down a new deal offered by Brighton, with his ambitions firmly set on playing Champions League football. With just 18 months remaining on his current contract, Brighton may soon face a familiar dilemma: cash in now or risk losing a valuable asset for a reduced fee later. This reality has not gone unnoticed at Tottenham. While a January move would be complicated, Brighton need depth and stability mid-season. Spurs are monitoring for any sign of encouragement. If the door opens even slightly, they are expected to act decisively. Brown has hinted that a summer deal may be more realistic, but contract pressure could force Brighton's hand sooner than expected. Tottenham believe Brighton's model will ultimately prioritise value, and if Van Hecke refuses to commit his future, a sale becomes increasingly logical. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!